Hello human extraterrestrials. So today I'm going to be doing a book haul for you. These are a bunch of books that I got for Christmas. I'm excited to show you. I have 14 books, which is a huge amount. I'm not going in any particular order, it's honestly just the order that I pulled them from my bookshelf. So yeah, let's go. The first one we have is, I think, one of few fiction books, and that is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. If you're somehow unaware, this book is basically about America's first son, which is the son of the president, and the Prince of Wales basically just fall in love. It's queer, it's apparently just really good. Everyone I've talked to about it has really enjoyed it, and I really need like a fun kind of rom-com vibe with this. So this is going to be fun. It came out a while ago now, but it's absolutely just the vibe, you know, like it just, I'm really excited about it. So yeah, I'm going to try and put most of these back on the bookshelf as I go, but I don't know if I'm going to accomplish that, because at a certain point my bookshelf is taken up. So next we have a series, a gorgeous series actually, and that is J.J.R. Tolkien, The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. These are gorgeous. My gran bought me these because she's an angel, and they're just, can I just show you these covers? So The Hobbit is this, which is just, they're all tiny too, they're like little books. This is insanely beautiful. This is like gorgeous. The little hills, and it's all gorgeous. And then the other ones are far plainer, but still incredibly pretty. So yeah, if you're unaware, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings are some of the like most well-known like classic fantasy books of all time. They're a favourite of a lot of my family members, and so I have to read them, just out of like, I have to. So I'm going to read them at some point, but these are just, these versions are gorgeous, and they're little and they're gorgeous, and I'm excited to read them. I've been told that it'll take me some time, but you know what? That's fine by me. I don't mind that. So yeah, also apologies for this kind of questionable lighting. I'm really trying to make it look alright. We're getting this, but you know, minus that, I think we're doing okay. Okay, a full like real 360. We now have From Rufio to Zuko by Dante Basco. Dante Basco played both of these characters, Rufio from Hook, and Zuko, we have the Zuko edition here, from Avatar The Last Airbender. This is his kind of little mini memoir. It's very short, but I'm really just interested in what he seems like one of the most interesting people. He just seems really interesting, and I saw him talking about this in an interview, and I was like, please let me have this book, because I really enjoyed Hook. I've not watched it like a lot of times, I've seen it a few times, and Avatar The Last Airbender is one of my favourite series of all time. Like genuinely, I think it's like up in top 3, like it's absolutely phenomenal. And I know it's a very basic choice, but you know what, I don't care. If it's good, then it's good. So that's where we're at. It's just phenomenal, and I love it so very much. So there's this version, and there's also the Rufio version. This is Zuko, my man. We got Scar, and we got his hair that's very, you know, 2006 of him, but it's gorgeous, and I'm so excited to read it. So there, having a fight in the bookshelf, we love that. Next we have another complete like turn. I have a few books like this. We have Aaron Murphy Hiscox, The Green Witch. This is a book about witchcraft and Wicca, and about specifically, apologies for any noise in the background, and specifically about the work of herbs and things of that, and like plants and things of that nature in witchcraft and spellcraft, because I've been doing a lot of research into Wicca recently, and would love to be like a fully practicing witch one day, but it's one of those things where a lot of research is needed before you really do any practicing, because you don't want to fluff things up. So this is one of the physical books I have on that journey. I've been doing a lot of online research, but I didn't have any books. So this is one of the ones that every single witch I've ever met has it. So we've got this. Yeah. I'm quite excited about it. Another witchy book. We have Wicca by Harmony Nice, a modern guide to witchcraft and magic. Harmony Nice is a woman, yes, and that I follow on YouTube that is a Wiccan. I trust her advice and her opinions on it and what she has to say, and I really enjoy her content. She's one of the people that kind of got me into the idea of studying Wicca myself in the first place. So I thought buying her book would be like a good starting point. So she does a lot of Wiccan content, and there's a picture of her on the back. She's pretty damn cool. She's, I think, an eclectic witch. I could be completely mistaken there. I'm pretty sure that she's an eclectic witch. And that would be the path that I would want to follow down if I was going to do it, like, properly practice. So yeah, we've got some fun shiny bits, but I really like the idea of doing this. So the third book I have is Wiccapedia, a modern guide to modern day white witches guide, by Sean Robbins and Leanna Greenway. This is basically another book about contemporary witchcraft and what is involved in that and everything of that. I looked at this on the page. I thought it was like a massive book, but it's very small, and you know what, I appreciate that. We love a small book. So this, I'm quite excited. So yes. Moving on from Wicca to another important topic. I have two of these. I'm going to show you them together. I have two graphic guides. I have Ethics and Marxism, one of which I've already started reading. These are both, I watch a lot of Lena Norms, who is a kind of, I guess, booktuber. She talks a lot about publishing and about books, but not in the way that all booktubers do. She doesn't do like monthly wrap-ups or anything, but she'll talk about specific books as well as many other things. And she has highly recommended these graphic guides, and I am wanting to do some more research into communism and Marxism and socialism and that whole sort of sphere of political ideology, and figure out where I land and believe with all this stuff. So I thought Marxism was a good one, and I also just wanted to buy this one, or get this one, because although obviously I understand ethics theoretically and what ethics is, it's nice to have things like this to reference, and I'm going to go through it and read it through, because I'll show you. It's not like a lot of writing on each page, you know, like it doesn't take a long time to get through, so I'm going to read it all the way through and kind of section it off in my head, so if ever I'm wanting to recommend some stuff to people, I feel like this is a really good place to start. And also, I often have conversations with people who want to get more into politics and into ethics and different ideologies, so I think I would love to be able to pull things from these to educate them. So yeah, we have these. Let's go here, I think. Next we have Emma Goldman, Narcissism and Other Essays. This was written in 1910. This is an old essay collection. This is, she's an anarchist, basically. She talks about anarchism and her views on this, and also about first wave feminism, I think. It was one of those things where I just saw a few like sort of sections from these essays and just thought, oh, that looks so interesting. And I'm always wanting to expand my essay collection. So I thought this looked incredibly interesting. There's a picture of her on the back too. There are essays about Puritanism, trafficking in women, women's suffrage, women's emancipation, marriage and love. There are also essays about prisons, minorities, patriotism, political violence, sexuality, religion, nationalism and art theory. Yeah, I don't know if I'll agree with everything she says, because that's unlikely, especially considering how far we've came in the last over 100 years since this was written. So, but it'll still be incredibly interesting to read, I think. And I think there are parts of it that I will agree with. I find it so interesting how this is such like a flat, nothing on it cover. It's clearly not had many design changes since it was released, minus the back. But yeah, this is just looks really interesting. They all look really interesting. That's all of this is just me going, interesting. So I'm gonna put this here. Next we have, speaking about politics, Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, The Communist Manifesto. I want to read the Communist Manifesto. I don't know what to tell you, because this is the actual manifesto, which is why it's tiny. Because I want to learn more about communism and Marxism and those political ideologies. So that's where we are here. So yeah, if you don't know what the Communist Manifesto is, I don't know how you got to my corner of YouTube, but hello. It's just it's hard to read the Communist Manifesto, and then you'll find out it's hard to basically you know what communism is. I don't know why I'm trying to explain this to you. And if you don't, goddammit, Google. Okay, I have three left. Next we have This Is Not a Drill, an Extinction Rebellion handbook. This is an essay collection from a lot of writers that are part of the Extinction Rebellion, I think. I, again, as well as communism and varying like left political ideology and Wicca, I also want to do more research into climate change, and the climate crisis going on at this very moment, because it's very imminent. And yeah, and the Extinction Rebellion are, as much as they've become slightly radical in certain individual members and things like that, and maybe went a bit far or whatever else, this looks like a good place to start, because these essays are all just written by people who are passionate about making positive change and doing better for our planet, who has given us so much. So yeah, I just want to read it, man. I don't know how to explain. But yeah, this is basically an essay collection from a lot of writers from Extinction Rebellion, and basically tells us all that we need to know. It's gonna be good. There's little pages with titles. So, We Are Sleepwalking Towards the Edge of a Cliff by Mike Barrett, WWF. Lovely. So that's where we're going. So next I have Complete Change of Tone Entirely, which is Funny Weather, Art in an Emergency by Olivia Lang, I think. This is, I think, also an essay collection. Yeah, essay collection. Basically about why art matters and why art matters and why art is important, particularly in the 21st century. And this was also on Lena North's channel, and I just saw it and I just went, good shit. It just sounds great. I also didn't realise it was canvas. I had it in my head that it was like a paperback, but this is the canvas version, which is very pleasing to me. But it looks so good, and I'm quite excited about this. It's quite thick for an essay collection. We've got much reading to do. The writing, however, isn't insanely big or small, so I'm not worried. But yeah, that's where we are. It just looks really interesting, and I just saw the cover and I just went, that looks like exactly my type of thing. So yes, and we have one more, which is completely far less serious in comparison to almost every other book I've shown, which is Word Perfect, Etymological Entertainment for Every Day of the Year by Susie Dent. This is Susie Dent wordy lexicographer book thing. This is just about language and about linguistics, and my mum bought me it, and I just think it's got, oh Jesus, my bookshelf just fell, but this looks good. I'm gonna have to fix that, oops. But this looks fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoy Susie Dent as a person. I think she's genuinely, like, really funny. I waste a lot of my time watching, you know, 10 Cats Does Countdown, so I know, and also Normal Countdown. But I love Susie Dent, and I love words and linguistics, so this is going to be fantastic. And that is that. I've closed off the little book. That's slightly better. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please remember to drink your water, eat your vegetables, and peace out, I guess.